And we are so glad you are with us here on this Thursday. I'm Brooke Hash. We have just learned Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell will not be seeking re-election. The announcement coming within the last half hour on McConnell's 83rd birthday, ending a decades-long tenure as Kentucky's longest-serving senator. He first took office in 1985.
Serving as a Republican leader was a rare and, yes, rather specific childhood dream. And just about a year ago, I thanked my colleagues for their confidence, which allowed me to fulfill it.
The senator there on the floor just moments ago. He will remain in office until the midterms in 2026. Much more to come on this coming up today at 4, 5, and 6. Well, below freezing temperatures continue across Kentucky following the third round of snowfall this week. It's hindered travel on both those secondary roadways and interstates in some areas. E-Town police say everyone made it out of this crazy scene okay after 2 tractor trailers collided into a home this morning on those slick and icy conditions. Police said they were driving on I-65 when both slid off the interstates. No serious injuries occurred. The home's situated there on Hawkins Drive. Well, during the governor's update this morning, Governor Andy Beshear said the number of homes without power has dropped from 1,000 to about 650. Thousands more remain without water. He said to expect dangerous cold tonight and tomorrow, advising citizens to dress appropriately for those low temperatures. And a local advocacy group here at home working to make sure no one is left in the cold this week after a man and woman living on the streets died of hypothermia. Our Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Aspen Hester have more on their mission.
A filled cafeteria at St. Vincent de Paul. A warm meal and a safe place to stay for the houseless community in the dangerous, freezing cold temperatures.
We definitely have a lot more folks walking up and asking what the services are.
Outside these doors,
it's been an extraordinarily busy week.
The elements have proved to be fatal, something Executive Director of Louisville Outreach for the Unsheltered, David Smiley, has seen firsthand.
There's anxiety and there's fear amongst the unhoused community.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear confirmed 2 houseless people in Jefferson County, a man and a woman, died this week from hypothermia.
We all work together. We all talk to each other and try and cover as much ground and utilize our resources as best we can. But when we know that we can't get to someone or we can't find someone and then we see these deaths, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
The difference between life and death for someone living outdoors, Smiley says, are supplies.
The last 2-3 weeks, we've gone through almost 800 blankets.
And when Louisville Outreach asked their city for help, Louisville showed up.
All of the blankets in the trailer were donated today, and more donations are accepted when it's under 23 degrees here at Beargrass Church from 4:30 to 6.
People are just trying to get our folks enough things to ensure their safety and their health.
Our mission is to house, feed, and support those in need with compassion and dignity. It's pretty simple.
Helping hands across the county.
Anytime we lose life, it's tragedy, and it's something that is preventable.
To keep more tragedy from striking in the dangerous weather. Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
Here in Louisville, 2 shelters are operating under white flag status. Wayside Christian Mission and the Salvation Army there on Brook Street. You can see the addresses on your screen. These are shelters open to anyone who needs to get out of the cold. 12:02 on your Thursday, the third and final round of snow. Out of here.
It's out of here.
No more, Mallory.
I think many people are ready for this spring.
Yes.
We are just 4 weeks away for anybody keeping score at home. 28 days. That will take us to March 20th here. Because we're feeling those cold temperatures today. We are enjoying the sunshine, which is nice to look at as we take a live look from our Hurstbourne Midway University camera here as part of the U of L Health Network. You can see some blue sky and sunshine along with a few lingering clouds out there. But the temperature is not so nice. Many of us started off in the single digits and lower teens, and we really haven't warmed up all too much because we have a bit of a strong northwest wind really funneling in that cold air that we're dealing with at this lunchtime hour. We're in the low to mid teens. feels like temperatures still in the single digits, and some spots it still feels like sub-zero. It feels like 1 below zero in Brandenburg, 2 below zero with the wind chill in Hardinsburg. So yes, you still do want to bundle up even though it looks nice and sunny outside. Lingering snow off to our east. We had a few lingering flurries during the early morning hours, but with those clouds moving out, those flurries are moving out as well. We are expecting partly sunny skies today. Clouds will continue to clear this evening, but of course that's going to allow temperatures to plummet. So expect highs this afternoon just to top out in the low 20s. We are running 25 to 30 degrees colder than normal, even for this time of year, even though it is February. And then by tonight, we're back into the single digits and lower teens. But the good news is we have warmer days ahead this weekend. I'll be breaking that down for you coming up in our 7-day forecast.
All right, and as we continue to weather these freezing temperatures, flooding remains a big concern in the metro today. MSD's activated 12 flood pump stations at this point. Our Alexander Goldberg explains the process and how it's keeping neighborhoods dry.
All of us just left, we'll die here. That river can have us.
The Ohio River swelling over the banks in West Point, right on the border of Jefferson and Hardin County.
People will give up, sell out to FEMA. When I first was down here, I bet there was 30 houses on this street. Now I think there's 8.
That's where we met Roger Workman, who's owned 2 homes on Dixie Highway since 1992.
For the longest portion of it until it starts coming up. And it's exciting in a way, you just wonder, is it going to get you? Is it not going to get you?
MSD crews are working around the clock to protect communities like Rogers. Flood pumps roaring at the Pond Creek Station, which backs up to Fort Knox. One of 11 MSD stations actively keeping floodwater at bay, and a lot of it, 1.8 billion gallons since Monday.
When the river's not rising, these stations sit idle. But once the river starts coming up is when we initiate our flood event. We'll start closing gates that lets the rainwater out of the city.
Now, waiting for the crest and then the cleanup. In Louisville, Alexander Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side.
MSD said that 12th flood pump station at 10th Street downtown was activated last night. Indiana homeowners also keeping an eye on all of these floodwaters. Sandbags block the entrance of Janet Lanham's home over in Utica. Other homes in her area already partially underwater. Lanham said living on the river, she is used to this. All you can do now is wait. Louisville's first ever dedicated soundstage for film and television production is one step closer to becoming reality. Mayor Craig Greenberg officially approved a new contract for the historic Louisville Gardens. Now, as part of the development agreement, Mayor Greenberg is allocating $10 million of Kentucky General Assembly funding toward the project, with construction expected to begin later this year. The renovated space will include 2 indoor sound stages to accommodate both movies and commercials, and calls for 40,000 additional square feet of offices that will be leased to production companies using the venue. Once completed, the Louisville Gardens sound stages will create more than 50 full-time paying jobs with an hourly wage of $58. Our Alexander Goldberg is following this story today. You can look for her updates at 4 o'clock. The father of a 4-year-old who shot himself earlier this week is on home incarceration today. At his first court appearance for Jacob Mosley, the 23-year-old's defense pushed for a lower bond, arguing the shooting was an accident.
My client was completely compliant with all the detectives that spoke with him. The child's biological mother, Ms. Smith, she is on the Zoom. She is supporting him, understands that this was a tragic accident as well.
Mosley posted his bond and was granted HIP with work release. He faces several charges for the Tuesday incident, including criminal abuse of a child and first-degree wanton endangerment. Police said Mosley told them he left the gun on the nightstand while he was in the shower, and that's when his 4-year-old shot himself in the arm. The child was taken to Norton Children's and expected to be okay. Mosley is expected back in court on Thursday. A resolution that would make gas cheaper in the metro is moving forward. Senate Joint Resolution 128 passed the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. It focuses on that reformulated gas, which is blended to reduce smog and toxic pollutants, and has been required in Louisville since 1995. It's also more expensive.
This resolution does Joint resolution directing the Energy and Environmental Cabinet to adopt revisions to the state air quality implementation plan to remove the reformulated gas requirement for Jefferson County and applicable parts of Oldham and Bullitt counties.
That measure passed unanimously and now heads to the full Senate for debate. This week, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg said both he and Governor Andy Beshear have asked the EPA to lift that requirement. A local nonprofit is warning the public and the people it serves it may close soon due to federal funding issues. Americana Community Center has been serving the immigrant and refugee community in Kentucky for over 30 years. Now the nonprofit fears its services are in jeopardy. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says he wants Americana to remain part of his city.
First time in Americana was over 20 years ago. My wife Rachel, who was an English as a second language student, and many of her families that she taught many years ago benefited from services from Americana.
Americana says it could close in 2 months, citing President Donald Trump's efforts to freeze the flow of federal grants. If you're interested, we have a link posted on our website where you can make a donation. It's in the links story on our homepage. Crime is down compared to this time last year, according to LMPD. That was the main takeaway from Metro Police's biweekly update Wednesday.
So far this year, we've had 10 criminal homicides compared to 16 this time last year. So we're seeing some positive results there, a 37.5% decrease. So that's good. Those are encouraging numbers to see. We hope to continue to see that trend as we progress throughout the year.
Deputy Chief Emily McKinley, they're also saying that there's been a 35% decrease in non-fatal shootings. Carjackings, however, around this time have remained the same.